guys, it's IDW, and today we are back learning to fly, and so one of the things that I've found with Redstone over the years is that, well, when I have a problem that I can't explain, I'll try really hard to solve it, and then I'll just eventually give up. But as soon as I log out of Minecraft, I just can't stop thinking about whatever problem it was. So if you guys remember last time, what we were trying to do was we were trying to prove, or at least try to build more flying machines other than just this basic one, using these rules, right? That we came up with based off of this one. And this design right here, according to all of these rules here, should actually work. But it wasn't working, and I have basically just thought this through a lot, and boy do I mean a lot. I'm not going to be specific as to how much I've been thinking about this, but just know that at least an hour a day is being devoted to this. So yeah. And what I've come up with is that the problem is that, whoops, oh dear, I wish I knew how to break these more effectively. So, if we come back to this design, the problem, the main difference that is between this one and this one is that this design, in it, you have these two pistons attached to the same block, and the problem with that is that they're being butted off of this one block right here, as opposed to if I was to have another one right here, and I was to have two like this, then it would be butted, then this piston would be butted off of this block, and this piston would be butted off of this one. So I'm going to update the rule and say that every single piston is controlled by its own bud. Now the reason that that's so important is that if we come to this, that's exactly why this isn't working. And I don't know why I just said that, but whatever. So let's try to come up with something that works based off of this concept. And also, I'm not entirely sure that this one, where every single part of the device has to be attached to slime blocks, is entirely true. Because if we're pushing in one direction and we just have like one block wide, shouldn't we be able to... that's kind of what I was going for with the other one, trying to make it skinnier. But shouldn't that make it so... So I guess I'm just going to see if it just needs to be connected, and it doesn't necessarily have to be attached via slime blocks. So let's just come up like this, and let's just put this on like that. Now the first problem is that we need to find a way to... let's make our next piston... Actually, let's start off by just seeing if this works just as well as our first design. Whoops! Oh dear, I hate it when these things can be so derpy. But anyways, let's see how this works. Okay, definitely not. And I think that the reason... Now that I think of it, I think that we're kind of trying to like ignore the rules about what's it called? The rules about how the pistons are actually moving, and just trying to come up with like general rules for this, because the thing is, what's actually pushing it forward? Now I was thinking that the only thing that would be pushing a machine like this forward would be the 2-to-3 ratio, but I think it actually is a bit more complicated. Like, you know what? I'm going to replace these with glow. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea. So that these things don't completely spaz out whenever I do this, I'm going to replace all the redstone blocks with slime blocks. Huh, that's actually one of the better ideas I've had with this. Huh. But anyways, so I'm going to build another one of these, and I'm going to look at it and try to figure out what exactly is pushing it forward. Because it seems like we've managed to stumble across this design by chance, and I don't like that. If you are just lucky with how you found out about something, then you're not learning anything from it. And the goal of this series is me trying to learn how exactly to do this sort of thing. So the question here that we have is what is also, I think I'm actually going to keep that block there, because I want to have something to, yeah, see, so we can just use this to just push this block forward. And that's what I was thinking about in terms of not having everything attached to slime blocks, because this is part of the flying machine, but it's not attached to slime blocks. So what exactly is going on here? It looks like this piston and this piston are taking turns pushing it back and forth. And then this piston is just, when it comes all the way back, it's being pulled and then it's pushing it forward. So let's, oh, that worked. Wow. Didn't think that would work. But anyways, so again, what I'm seeing is that whenever this block, oh dear, I should break these before anything bad happens. So what I'm observing is that actually we can just do this like so. That happens, and then that happens. No, it can't push it then. But it's alternating between these two blocks, right? So like this is like the basic setup right here. This is pushing it back and forth. And the thing that's making it move is this third piston pushing it forward when it's in that position. But what is... Whoa, there's that weird bouncy thing again. But anyways, what is making it so that this piston only is only triggering when it's in the right position? Like, let's see that again. And we're kind of getting a little far away from there, but it's expectable. We're moving with moving things. That's because it's usually, oh, okay. Stop. Would you stop, please? That would be convenient. There we go. So it looks like what's happening is that in this design, this piston right here, I think, is actually technically back here, right? If you get my drift. So what's happening is these two are pushing it, or you know what else? Because this model is actually supporting the original thing that we had with... because I kind of still want to disprove the idea that I talked about at the beginning of the video, where, oh no, not again. These things are so annoying to stop. That's probably my least favorite thing about this. But anyways, without any more spazzing out, hopefully, I kind of feel like something like this should work. Or if we just managed to put that here, let's see what would happen. Oh! I think I smell something. interesting here. Aha! If I could just get this stupid thing to stop. Will you stop already? There we go. These things are so derpy. But wait, that actually worked. Okay. So let's see what happens if I do this. So I think the actual problem is that this block is getting butted by that, which it shouldn't be, in order for this to function. And then the other thing is that this needs to start one block back. Let's see how this actually tests out to reality. So let's put that there. No, it's leaving it behind. So what is it? Why is it leaving it behind? Do I have to like make it start with that? Oh no, I can't do that. I have to make it start like that, and then I have to put those blocks in there. And that wouldn't work, of course. And now I have to stop this stupid thing again. These things are so derpy. I know I'm just really, yeah, I mean, I just think they're just a little bit derpy, but let's see how, no, it still blocks that drop. So yes, the reason that it wasn't working wasn't as I suspected originally in terms of it's these two blocks have to be disconnected. It's this block, this piston is butting this. But wouldn't that mean that something like this would work as well? So let's see if this works. Oh dear. This is being much more successful than it was the other day when we did the last video. And is it working? Yes, it's working! Yes! Awesome! Alright. So, now we, let's, we're kind of flying away from spawn here. So let's just get rid of these guys and come back to spawn. And think about what we've learned. So, our thing for, I just realized that we're kind of making a different build every episode, so I'm just going to start labeling these by episodes. Episode 1. Well done. Episode 2. I just realized that I don't have tile drops off clearly because of that, but we're not using actual redstone, so let's just put this here and say episode 3. And then we can just move this over here so that it's in line like this. Alright, so back like that. And out like... Let me place you... I really hate how hard pistons can be to place. Let's put you there, and then let's put the glowstone there. And then finally today, episode 4. So let's bring this up here. And now let's come back to this sort of thing over here, and let's discuss what we've learned once I finish building this in terms of our laws. Actually, now that I think of it, the thing that I was talking about at the start, about each piston having to be updated by its own thing, that actually still might apply, because this was being updated by this piston. So what I'm going to say is, let's just come back to this. And because the rules are actually different than what I originally thought, right? So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy these two rules, and I'm going to kind of combine them into one. And I'm going to say that, because if we separate this right here, right, and we have this, Oh, let's just put that there. And there we go. This thing right here is moving back and forth, but it doesn't have anything to push it forward. So, let's just say that every flying machine has to have a mobile. I guess we could call it a chassis. Or is that how you spell chassis? I'm not sure. A mobile chassis made of 2 pistons moving. I'm a really bad speller if you haven't noticed, by the way. Moving in opposite direction. Directions that are budded and one, or actually I want to test this after this, an additional piston that pushes the chassis in the, let's go back up to here, direction it needs to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's break that. And let's actually go for a second build today. So let's just show what we've learned. But I'm going to try to make this twice as fast. And the way that I'm going to do that is I think we did this a bit in the last episode, but I want to try this again, because now I kind of feel like I know a bit more about what I'm doing than I did last time. So let's break that. And let's do that. Because now I'm curious. And let's do that. Place piston. There. This actually is kind of looking kind of cool. Like if we look at this. Yeah, that's... Now let's see if this actually works. That would be remarkable. It leaves the piston behind, dang it. Dang, I was hoping that would be like twice as fast or something, but apparently not. So we're going to need to say that, because I know for a fact, whoa, what the, whoa, what happened there? But anyways, we know that that doesn't work, but I think we want to experiment with making our machines faster in the next episode, because I kind of feel like the rules that we have now are a lot more thorough now, because we've got 2 different parts now, and we've clearly defined them. We have the chassis part thing here, the thing that moves back and forth, and we have the thing that actually pushes it in the direction that it needs to go. So I guess at this I'm going to end the episode here, so I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time, where, I guess, as I said already, I'm going to be trying to make this faster.